In this video, we're going to take a look at the Arcade 1UP Final Fight cabinet. Of all the cabinets they have put out, this surprised me to be my favorite one yet. So let's check it out. This is Steve from Ristalgia, and let's get started. So as I mentioned before, the Final Fight cabinet has become my absolute favorite cabinet so far. I currently have 6 cabinets, including some of the more in-demand cabinets like Mortal Kombat, for example, but was completely blown away by how much fun I had playing this particular machine. Now don't get me wrong, I've played all these games previously and I knew exactly what I was getting myself into, but I didn't think this cabinet would make it to the top of my list. I thought for sure the Street Fighter cabinet, which has been one of my favorite games for a very long time, would take that spot. So to start, let's take a detailed look at the design and build of this cabinet. The side artwork was designed after the original Final Fight cabinet. The artwork itself is crisp and clear and looks really well done. Arcade 1UP decided to take the artwork and increase the size of the image and relocate it closer to the center of the side panel. I personally think this was a smart move and makes the cabinet look even better visually than the original. Both side panels have the same artwork just like the original cabinet. As with all other Arcade 1UP cabinets before it, the marquee is just a standard unlit marquee. The artwork is an exact match to the original right down to the shading and coloring. The placement of the Capcom logo is correct and everything about it looks great. I would love to see the Arcade 1UP company offer a lit marquee upgrade down the road, even if it's an additional item that needs to be ordered directly from their website. Looking at the front of the unit, there isn't really anything special about the front panel. It is exactly like all of the other cabinets before it and likely all the ones coming out in the future. It is simply a black panel that displays all of the preloaded game titles on it. On this cabinet, we get Final Fight, of course, 1944, Ghosts 'n Goblins, and finally Strider. Arcade 1UP had to make some modifications to the control panel for this cabinet. On the original cabinet, you had a relatively shallow panel that wasn't very deep. It wasn't an issue because 2 players could easily and very comfortably play on it, and there was only really need to have room for the 2 joysticks and about 6 buttons in total. Arcade 1UP uses the same cabinet design for all of their units, so they had to modify the artwork on the control panel slightly to fit. Nothing looks out of place, and the design matches with the feel of the cabinet. It was a nice bonus to see that we get the acrylic deck protector included for free as well, with all of the new cabinets coming out. Looking at the screen, we can see that they use the same artwork as the original as well. The artwork looks really nice and clean and fits really well on the LCD panel that's provided with these units. There are still some things I wish Arcade 1UP would address, like slightly improved joysticks and buttons, and perhaps stereo sound instead of the single speaker that they use. But at the price point of $300 US, I certainly think that what you get is fair. I was recently able to get my hands on a bunch of the risers, and in my previous Mortal Kombat video I didn't really talk about them as an option. Before I got one, I was perfectly content playing the cabinets while sitting on a chair in front of them, but now that I actually have one in hand and I was actually able to get it up and bring the cabinet up to a proper height, I have to say I am a true believer now. These risers add so much to the authentic experience of playing an arcade machine like this. If you don't have a riser, I highly recommend you grab one, either on sale at your local Walmart, or if needed, you can just order them direct from the Arcade 1UP website. And that's for Canadians as well. If you're Canadian and you can't find one, you can absolutely order them from the website, and they will ship them to you free of charge. In terms of the games, I mentioned that we got Final Fight, 1944, Ghosts 'n Goblins, and Strider on here. All of these games are your classic Capcom coin muncher titles. The game's choice for this cabinet is incredible and works perfectly for the setup. The combination of beat 'em ups, shoot 'em ups, and platformers really gives this cabinet a really versatile feel. It gives you a lot of gaming options, flexibility to play whatever you want and whatever you're in the mood for. If you have a friend over, fight it out in Final Fight or 1944. If you're all by yourself and you just want to play a fun platformer, then you want to play up Strider. If you're looking for the challenge of your life, have a shot at playing through Ghosts 'n Goblins. This is one of the main reasons why I love this cabinet so much, and it is 100% the cabinet that gets the most use in my house. If you're on the fence about getting an Arcade 1-Up cabinet and you are limited on space, this is the one that I would recommend for you. It is just an overall well-made unit, and it has a ton of replayability. I should mention that I hope that Arcade 1-Up figures out their international distribution system, because as a Canadian, it is incredibly difficult to get your hands on one of these. You would either need to go over the border to the United States and pick one up and bring it back, or have it shipped to you, which is not at all cheap. But that is pretty much all I've got for you for this video. Let me know in the comments section below which cabinet is your favorite. Be sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. Thank you so very much for watching, and I will talk to you guys again real soon.